going off the top here, thinking about the Amazing Atheist video I just watched. I watched video response. Some guy said not to even waste my time watching, and he's kind of right. But I'm glad I did waste that time. It's about 2 in the morning. Fucking, he's talking about some kids in school, how they're not allowed to write anything violent or promote any violence or anything like that. But yet, we have ROTC class where we indoctrinate them with our crazy military ideals. Um, I agreed with him to a certain extent in a certain way, up until he started ripping on the military. Um, and let me just explain what I mean. When I was a kid, I lived in Detroit, Michigan, South Side of Detroit, raised in Southfield, Royal Oak, lived right near the Detroit Zoo. Um, and I was always called things like nigger, Arab, fucking just anything you, beaner, spick, fucking anything you wanna, anything, anything under the sun, pretty much. Even though I'm not even Mexican or I'm not Hispanic at all, and I'm not even partly African. Um, Point being, there's a lot of fucked up people in school. School systems are so unwilling to do things, and they're so willing to assign a problem to, or assign some sort of confusing scientific name to the problem, that it pretty much boils down to a lack of discipline for most of these children that do the name calling, that act like they have ADD, that act like they have mild Tourette's. I got kicked out of middle school. You could somewhat call me a problem child when I was in elementary school and in middle school, because you know what? I got fed up with taking up my problems with the school system, because the school system did nothing but say, you can't get upset when this kid calls you a nigger because he's got familial issues and he's on medication. You know what I said? I said, fuck that kid. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. I've done it before. I'm not afraid to do it again. But the problem with our school systems nowadays is they're run by liberals. People all too willing to assign a prescription to problems that could easily be fucking dealt with by a stiff hand. My mom raised me with a stiff hand. I'm sure your mom raised you with a stiff hand too, and if she didn't, I feel bad for her and you. Amazing Atheist, I'm sure your mom didn't raise you with a stiff hand or any sense of logic or any sense of fucking just fucking critical thinking, because it shows in your videos. When you talk about shit, you don't really think it through. Like I said, I agree with you somewhat on the school systems. They shut down kids too much. There's too much separation of church and state. Bullshit. I think if you want to practice your faith in church, which again is a reason why we came to this country, so we could practice whatever faith we wanted to wherever we wanted to. I think that's bullshit. If someone wants to go to church and pray, if someone wants to go to school and pray in the cafeteria without getting in trouble for it, then so be it. And if you want to get offended by it, fuck it. And while I'm talking about getting offended by stuff, I also want to make a remark about the rebel flag and how it was on the South Carolina State House. Really quick, I can sum it up in less than 15 seconds. If you take offense to that flag being up in the State House, if you take offense to anything that anybody ever says or does, then it's your fucking problem. You're an ignorant motherfucker. If you mean offense by using something such as a Virginia battle flag in a racial manner, again, you're an ignorant motherfucker. On both sides of the spectrum, you're ignorant if you take offense or mean offense by something as simple as a flag, a rebel flag, which is originally just the Virginia battle flag in the Revolutionary War. Back to the point where I stopped agreeing with the Amazing Atheist is where he started talking about our military, how we fucking kill people and shit. Hello, welcome to the 21st century. Killing is part of everyday life. Somalia, go to fucking Mogadishu in fucking Africa. There's killing every fucking day. That is unnecessary killing, sir. Necessary killing is the kind of killing that went on in World War II. The only difference between killing in World War II and killing in our modern day war in Afghanistan and Iraq is killing in World War II, we didn't have any fucking liberalistic restrictions like the fucking Geneva Convention, which I'll explain why that's a stupid restriction in just a moment. And we dealt with shit. We fucking rolled up our sleeves, put on our shit kickers, and took care of fucking business. That was in World War II. Now it's a totally different day and age. And this is why. We are dealing with a liberal society. Again, like I said, they don't deal with people in school by saying, this is your problem, You need to fucking deal with it. No, they assign excuses for these people. In the same manner, they try to take people like these, like the 9/11 conspirators, and they try to deal them they try to smack them across the face with a soft hand. That's bullshit. I don't think we should have the Geneva Convention. Well, if we do, we should follow it very strictly. These people that are going to be tried in New York, they don't even fucking adhere to the Geneva Convention. The Geneva Convention don't adhere to them because they aren't militants they're not fucking, they're not uniformed militants. That's the easiest way to put it. They attacked us on our soil without uniforms on. How are we supposed to repel an attack, an act of war, without any knowledge of, like, without being able to see, like, look, if American soldiers got on a plane in Iraq in full garb and full uniform, toting M16s, A, they wouldn't have gotten through the airport. B, even if they didn't have M16s, but they're still in uniform, they, shit would have happened before they would have even had the chance to do anything crazy as that. Not that they would. I just think sometimes the way people think that war is going to be just this all pussyfooting and all this bullshit. War is crazy. War is crazy. Watch World War II in HD on the History Channel. Do it. I'm telling you, you watch it in black and white, you may take for granted the fact that, some guy looks like he's really muddy, but one of the commercials said, war is hell. Is it mud or is it blood? And then it takes it from black and white to color, and the guy goes from fucking having just dark stains that someone could assume is mud on his skin to going to color where it's all red, and dude's got red all over his skin. War is fucking ugly. War is ugly. War is meant to deal with problems that the world does not need to have. War is not meant to fucking go in and pussyfoot and say, oh, we're hurting civilians, blah, blah, blah. Fuck it. Agent Orange was a mistake. Vietnam was a mistake. But there's no difference between Vietnam and our war now. Viet Cong were hiding among civilians. They weren't in military garb, and it's hard to fight that war. That's why we lost that fucking war. The same thing applies to this war. I think we're losing it. We're losing it because we can't. We have lost sight of what a war really is. We lost sight of how to really fight a war. You don't fight a war by going in and fucking, pussyfooting with all the people that committed war crimes and dealing them a good hand that only turns to smack us back in the face and give out our intel. You know what you do? You fucking take those people that have admitted to bombing our country and you fucking kill them, because you know what? They would not hesitate to do the same thing. And there's proof of it. You can see journalists getting their fucking heads cut off in videos online by Al Jazeera. So, if you think that we're fighting this war the wrong way, or you think that war is too ugly nowadays, man, grow a fucking dick. Seriously, war is war. It's called war and not playtime for fucking reason. War is for men. Grow some balls.